How's everybody doing today? So today we're going to be taking another look at this knife. So I did an unboxing about this particular knife, the Kizer militaw. I did it about 2 weeks ago, and I've been carrying and using this knife, and I just wanted to get this my review out there because I've got a lot of good things to say about this particular knife. In case you're wondering about the model, this is the model. It's the White Mountain Knives exclusive Kizer militaw. Um, and for the money that this cost, it's an extremely good value, I would say. This knife was $130 on White Mountain Knives, and it's just it's pretty amazing for that amount of money. Titanium frame, and the action on this knife is really, really good. For this amount of money, it's just stupid action. um, so smooth. And another thing about this knife that makes it one of the best knives that I've carried at any price range, is the comfort. The handles are extremely comfortable. I was carving some wood with this, and I've been breaking down boxes, and there's it just fills your hand real nice. And if you're going to use a knife often and for long periods of time, this would be a really good choice for you. You can choke up and get close to the edge if you want. You can, in the normal grip, you can have your finger right in this little groove, and it's just super comfortable. The pocket clip is also incredibly comfortable. Now, I will say one thing about the pocket clip. Functionality of it is, not great. Retention's good. Getting it in the pocket is difficult because this particular pocket clip has almost like a nub here instead of a ramp. And if you put it in an angle, so you're going in your pocket at an angle, it goes in. But if you try to go straight in, it just sticks and bunches up. Even at an angle, you need kind of two hands. It's not like that's pretty much my only complaint about this knife. And I like the knife so much, I'm able to get over that. Some knives, you have a really bad pocket clip, and you're just like, you know what? I've got knives that I don't have to deal with this issue. And so you end up not carrying it, and it could be a really good knife, but just have a horrible pocket clip. This is the case where it's a really good knife. It's not a horrible pocket clip, but it's not great. And it would be, if they just fixed just gave it a little more ramp into the pocket, it would go in and out really nice. Everything else about the knife I really like. The thumb deployment's great. The reverse flick is great. It's got a nice top flipper. You can just do all the deployment options are fairly easy. And the quality of this knife for the money is really surprising, actually. To me, I've got more expensive knives, but I've never had a knife that was in this price range that, I felt was this level of quality. It is a 154 cm blade, so you're not getting one of the super steels, but I tell you what, I've used it quite a bit, and it's still razor sharp. It came out of the box super sharp. I haven't used this knife a ton, so I haven't sharpened it or anything yet, but I just wanted to put this review out there because this knife is still available. And for the money, I don't know that you could beat it, to be honest. The only negative, like I said, is the pocket clip. Everything else about the knife I really like. The blade is finished nicely. Do I have nicer satin finished blades? Yes. But there's really nothing wrong with it. It looks really nice. The jimping, like I said in the unboxing, I noticed it was a little short and it could extend out. That would be a little bit nicer if you're one. I mean, there's no problem locking into this knife really, but just if you're going to put jimping on it, extend it out to at least a point where, your thumb rests on it. But I'm nitpicking because this is a great knife. I have actually taken this apart. I had a little issue where something was not quite right. Took it apart, put it back together. No issue since. And that's been, over a week. So it was a breeze to take apart. No issues there. I kind of wanted to see why it was so smooth. I wanted to see what the bearings were, and they're just normal bearings. They're ceramic ball bearings in a little plastic, not even like a skiff bearing where it's in, where it's in something metal, but it's so smooth. It has internal lock pins on both sides of the blade, which I really like. My wife and son are up there just going to cracking up. So the blade is solid. There's absolutely no play up, down, left, right. It's just super, super rock solid, super comfortable to use. The handle kind of swells. It doesn't swell out, but it stays large all the way to the back. So you can get a really good grip on this. It's a good tool, and it was reasonably priced. So I'm really happy with it. So far, I really don't have a whole lot of complaints other than the pocket clip. That's my biggest issue. It could have more of a sharpening choil. The plunge is right at so I would like to see that. But I do like the fact that you can choke up on this, and you can pretty much carry it in any position, and it's super comfortable. The balance is kind of, it's right where your finger is. The knife is very light. I'm not exactly sure what it weighs, but it's not a heavy object to carry around. It's super, super lightweight. I would definitely recommend this knife. I was pleasantly surprised by it. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. I know there was a lot of hype about this particular knife. And like I said in the other video, there are two other variants where you can get, a S35 VN blade or S45 VN blade that's got this really cool looking DLC coating. But this was the one I went for because I just wasn't really sure, how much I would like this knife. And I ended up liking it a whole lot, I wouldn't hesitate to get one of the more premium variants. This pocket clip could be modified, which I may end up doing. I'm not sure. But even though with this flaw, I would still recommend this knife. It's super, like I said, it's contoured titanium handles with these Ultima inlays, and they're done really well. And I think it looks really nice. It's also, like I said, it's easy to maintain. It's running on bearings, and it has those internal stop pins on both sides, of the blade, which there's no stop pin. It just locks into it's just boom. It's solid. Just really a solid knife. So anyway, I just wanted to throw this review out there because, these are, like I said, still available. I don't know if all the versions are available. There was 3 different versions of this particular knife. This one, which I thought was really cool. You can see the milling, the internal milling through the Ultim, and it just kind of, this one spoke to me a little more than the other one. Other 2 actually. There's a one with red G10 and then blue rich light. I'm not sure if the blade finish is different on those, but like I said, I know this one is a satin finish. It's a really nice looking blade, and just a really nice looking knife. So anyway, thank you everyone for joining me. I appreciate it. And, don't hesitate to leave a like or some comments if you got some other questions about this particular knife that I can hopefully answer for you if you're thinking about purchasing it. For the money, like I said, this one is hard to beat. The action is just, it's so smooth. I mean, if you're not careful, it'll get you. So it just drops. And it's fun to manipulate this knife. So if you like to fidget, this is a good one as well. Okay, well, thanks everyone again. I appreciate it. And you all have a wonderful evening.